you're just working on some starter problems. You're about to load a data set into an older version of Stata, and it was sent by a co-author who is a little bit more advanced, obviously. And this happens. Yeah, you try to load it and you get an error message that my old Stata version, good old version 13, isn't able to read a more recent version of Stata. Now this is really, really irritating, and honestly is just made to make sure that you upgrade your Stata license, so for Stata to make more money. I show you how you can fix this problem in a few minutes using good old Python. Of course, if you're not as smart, you can purchase stat transfer. Honestly, that's a waste of time. You can code this in a matter of minutes in Python. And I'll show you how to do it. Very straightforward. Let me go to Spider. I like Spider. We don't do all the fancy stuff going on here. We just open a new one, and we just need a few lines of code. Let me just do this. I just need import pandas spd. Here we are. We have to specify a file name. We do this in a second, once we know actually which file name it is. I will just save that in the folder. Let's move to my YouTube stuff, videos, here we go, and I just save it here. Just call it main.py, because I'm a good old-fashioned C++ guy. Good, so it's in here. Let's have a look at what else is in here. That's the climate cost data I just tried to open. So I use that climate cost data DTA, that's a starter file. Put it into quotation marks, obviously a string, and then I can use it and try to put this into a data frame, a pandas data frame. I just use df. I always do this for data frame, and then pd dot, and now we need read underscore starter, and we just put file into it. Now it's in the same working directory, so that should work, fingers crossed. And then I simply take the data frame and output the data frame to starter again. Yeah, so df dot operator, because we have a data frame object, to starter, and you know, what do you want to call it? I'm not sure. I just call this new DTA, whatever. Okay, so a few lines of code. We import pandas, we name the file. Actually, you don't have to do this, you can just do it all in one line. You just call the read starter function. You call this df, so that's your pandas data frame, and then you move the data frame back into starter. So it's a kind of a silly thing. You take starter and you output starter. That's a bit silly, isn't it? Anyway, let's give it a go. Let's see what happens. Most likely, of course, I made a typo. I always do that. Let's see. Actually, it did work. Surprise, surprise. Here we are. And so we can have a little look here. So the data frame works. Lots of missing data, some cross-country data on climate change. So that looks good. Okay, let's see what happens in the folder. And you see now here this new starter DTA popping up. I go back to my good old starter 13, which is the best version ever, and start to open it, and you see it works, and that's it. That's all that needs to be done. No money spent, a few seconds, a few lines of code. You can do it in 2 lines of code and you're done, and you are back in starter. Amazing, isn't it? That's great. See you next time.